So then another namesake of this podcast is bombing. When was the last time you bombed?
My last bomb.
When was your first
No,
bomb?
I know I ate shit at some point last week. I'm trying to think of when it was. I know it was last week, but I can't remember which specific. It was just like a mic where oh yes, I know. So I was at Fourth Wall this was on Sunday. I try to do the 1 o'clock one after church, and that was good. Except for there was like a homeless guy shouting a bunch throughout it. Like he was
audience?
just in the, yeah.
Never
He just like
good.
came in.
That's
and then
very Fourth Wall
during
of
the
them.
last comic, he like pulled his pants down and Joe Menendez like muscled him out.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, after that, and I'm like, well, that's going to be the worst experience of today's mics. And then I go to Hollywood Comedy, and it's just, I'm like, man, I miss that homeless guy. At least he was into it.
Dude, the crowd at Hollywood Comedy are just, they don't give a shit, dude.
It was just a 2 p.m. It was on Saturday. It was like a 2 p.m., 90-degree weather.
Yeah.
A hot mic.
Yeah, that's like a weird room. I've done well there like a few times, but room like closet whatever.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. It's like
It's just weird. It's weird. It's a weird room.
yeah, it's a weird room. You can't really put a peg in it.
It depends a lot on the people who show up and
Yeah.
the host.
Yeah,
They have some great hosts. They have
Yeah.
some hosts that...
The host is a big one. We went to Fourth Wall one time. This was like a month ago, on like a Thursday night, and we didn't know that like that night they were putting on an all black show. And
Chocolate Thursdays
It was called
at Fourth Wall.
It was called Chocolate Thursdays, and so we walk in, and it's just like this sea of like just like all black people, and then it's just us.
The whitest
The
people
white, just
in-
like just
in the world.
just 2 peanuts in the bag of M&Ms, and like, and the first comic goes up, second comic goes up, the third one goes up, and we're like, oh no. And so we do our sets back to back, and we're like, hey, what about Bones or whatever? Just do like our white people shit, and then just get roasted. The whole like the next like 7 comics on the mic were just like, what, you didn't know this was Chocolate Thursdays?
Horrible.
And then like after the show they were cool, like they were just like giving a shit.
Yeah.
Like they were actually cool about it, but like I felt like such an idiot. I felt like such a dumbass. I bombed so hard, none of my jokes landed, man.
I love being the only white guy in any situation.
All right.
I go to the worst Popeyes in the city just for the feeling.
Yeah.
I go to Black Church sometimes when I need to pick me up.
Hell yeah.
I don't like being touched, but other than that,
Yeah.
it's fun.
There you go. Do you remember your worst bomb ever?
It
Please,
was,
please share. I love
Please
this story.
share. I love hearing these.
Lethbridge, Alberta.
Bombing in Alberta.
Yeah, so Lethbridge is not a big city. So it's weird that they have a comedy club at all.
Okay.
But they do. It was pretty new. I'd done one show. The first show that I did was my first show back from the pandemic in like June of 2020.
That's rough.
And I did 20 minutes. First time I'd ever done.
20 minutes. Wow.
Before that, my longest set was 10. So I did basically, at the time, all my material.
Yeah.
Plus a little bit of... So how was your pandemic?
Pandering, yeah. Hey, what's going
You're
on?
just digging up every joke you ever did just to
Luckily,
stretch it.
this was coming right off of George Floyd, so my creative juices were flowing. But,
Yeah. You were gonna take a knee on this one. You were going full.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So that went great, actually. Like,
Good. All right.
That was an awesome weekend. About a couple months later, this is in August, we go and me and a couple friends, one's crippled, one's blind, we go to do one in another city called Medicine Hat, and they have a club, but so we do 2 shows there, and we all do 15 minutes each. It's
All
great.
right.
That show was good. Then we go to that same club that I went to the first time. 20 minutes again, and I started off making fun of the other 2 for being crippled and blind.
Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah.
They're forcing it on us.
Yeah.
And they liked that. Now I should point out there's 5 people in the audience.
Okay.
It's a grown woman's birthday party.
Oh no.
Never good.
There's an age where that stops being cool people who celebrate it.
Yeah.
She has a sash that says birthday queen.
Oh no.
The sash was appropriate. She had a real off with her head vibe.
Yeah.
So after I'm done making fun of the disabled,
Yeah.
silence for 18 minutes.
Oh.
Because I went from that to my suicide stuff. And obviously, judging by her personality, a lot of people are telling her to kill herself throughout her life.
and she doesn't seem already.
She's
doesn't
not
like a funny
vibing with it,
person.
and she's shooting looks at the other four,
Yeah.
like also don't vibe with it.
Yeah.
And a grown woman who celebrates her birthday like that is not someone who's going to be fun about you not listening to her.
Probably not.
But
Probably not a funny.
her
human.
boyfriend
Yeah.
is sitting, and he's like leaning back very casually.
All cool.
And if I tell a good joke, he's leaning back and he is smiling.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that.
Yeah. Out of view of her, he's like, ah.
Yeah, but then, so 18 minutes of silence.
Oh.
So bad. And then I get off. Like, I knew I bombed.
Mm-hmm.
But the owner, who he's, there's just like types of comics where they're a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Fat party guy. So he comes off and like he's like, maybe I'll give you another shot here. I don't know. He's like, I've never seen a bomb like that. And he's like,
Jesus.
and then
What'd you tell him?
another guy was like, he's like,
What
have
do
you
say?
done?
You can't say anything. You're just like, all right.
Or someone was like, how did he do last time? And because the other two guys were there at the first time, and they're like, he killed. And then the owner's like, yeah, but he did like 5 minutes. And then the other guy's like, no, he did 20. And the owner's like, ugh. And like, but here's the thing. He's such a bad businessman that he kept like, he started the club in this small town.
Yeah.
So like, he just kept like diluting the ownership, and now he owns none of it.
Oh.
And the people who are running it are good and friends of mine, and they're cool.
Yeah.
So go to Good Times in Lethbridge.
Hit it up.
Next time you're in Canada.
We'll all be three be there next week for
Yeah.
sure.
Go see Forrest.
That's
but
right.
yeah,
That's rough, dude. 18 full minutes.
18 minutes of just so. But it got to the point where I'm like, I know I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is obviously a humbling experience, but at the same time, I was like, fuck you, because I realized I found out what they hate, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like I just went harder and harder into
Yeah.
the suicide.
Dude,
stuff.
It's funny. There's a point that you get to in bombing where it's like you get conscious of it and you're like, this is crazy. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing so bad
and
right
and
now.
then you lean into it.
and then
you're
you can kind of enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because you know that you're sucking.
That's how I figured out black shows. I was bombing,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, I think I was getting like a bit of a low blood sugar because I have diabetes as well, and I was like, sorry, I gotta sit down. I have diabetes. That's what qualifies me to do a black show. And I have the video on TikTok, and it's not like that's not that great a line.
Yeah.
But like
it's not bad. It's good.
it's real good when you see black people react to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet, man.
Oh, it was nuts. And then I'm like, oh, just kind of be racist at those shows.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what's worked for me. Like I love doing next stuff,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I mostly do
Like
that kind of
throw a couple
material.
sickle cell jokes in there, and you'll
Yeah.
be solid.
Yeah. If you
Dude.
can just be like the jokey white guy who owns it.
Yeah, and if you hit those like things that people kind of know, but like not a lot of white people know, sickle cell, cocoa butter, diabetes.
Yeah.